Hello everybody, my name is Sirhc and welcome to another Minecraft tutorial. Today we're going to be learning how to make these. With 1.7, our maps have improved by a lot. They now look beautiful on the wall, especially when you put multiples together, and you can make beautiful maps of the Minecraft world around you. So we're going to be looking at how to craft maps, the different sizes of maps, and how to put together large maps like these. Alright, so to craft a map, all you need to do is surround a compass with paper. And we don't usually make compasses, so people might not know this, but a compass is 4 iron surrounding a redstone. So just like this, get a compass, and then you just surround that compass with paper, and that gives you an empty map. Now, to turn this empty map into an actual map like one of these, you need to go to where you want the map created and right-click, and that will make the map for you. Now, there are different sizes to maps. There are 5 different sizes, ranging from level 0 to level 4. This map that I just created is level 0, and the scaling is 1:1. What this means is each map is made up of 128 by 128 pixels, and the scaling is how many blocks each pixel represents. So on this level 0 map, the scaling is 1:1, so each pixel on here represents a single block in Minecraft. And that means that this map is a map of 128 by 128 area. Now as we go up the levels, level 1, it's a 1:2 ratio, which means that every block in here, or every pixel on the map represents a 2x2 area like this. So this map is 256 by 256. That's how many blocks that it spans. Level 2 is a 1:4, so it represents a 4x4 area, just like that. And that makes the map encompass an area of 512 by 512 blocks. And then we also have level 3, which is a 1:8 scale. So each pixel represents an 8x8 square, which makes the map 124 by 124 blocks, or 1024 by 1024 blocks. And then we have level 4, which is 1:16 scale, and the map covers an area of 2048 by 2048. Now, one visual that I put in here, I made a 16 by 16 platform up there with orange sand. And on this map, on the level 0 map, it is a 16 by 16 platform. It takes up a 16 by 16 pixel space. Whereas in the level 1 map, that is only an 8 by 8 pixel space. On the level 2 map, it's a 4 by 4 pixel space. On the level 3 map, it's right there, a little 2 by 2 pixel space. And on the level 4 map, it's just a single pixel right there. Now, to zoom out these maps, to make the different levels of maps, what you do is surround your map with more paper. So we can take this map here and surround it with paper, and that makes a level 1 map with a scaling of 1:2. And there is one bug with these maps. If you shift click to quick craft, it will not craft it and it will waste your paper. So make sure to actually drag it out before you craft it. There is another bug with crafting maps. When you craft a higher level, it will sometimes change into an unknown map, and so it won't let you craft another map. Now the way to fix this is to actually open the map up, look at it, it will render some, and then it will no longer be an unknown map and you can craft it again. Alright, so now that we learned how to craft these maps, we can go on to making these large maps. So this map right here is made up of a bunch of level 0 maps, scaling 1:1, which means each map is 128 by 128 blocks. And with this map being 8 by 8 maps put together, then this whole area is 1024 by 1024. Whereas this map over here, it's a lot more zoomed out. These are, let me see if I can get this to work. There we go. These are level 2 maps scaling 1 to 4, which means that each map is 512 by 512 blocks, and this whole map spans an area of 4,096 blocks by 4,096 blocks. Now these small maps are pretty simple to make. When you craft a map, if you'll see, I don't always appear right in the middle of the map where my cursor is. And that's because these maps follow a certain grid, which makes making these maps really easy. All you have to do is right click where you want a map to be. You can fly around to make sure that the whole map is rendered out. And there we just got the whole map rendered out. And then you just have to fly off of the map and create a new map. And it will create a map right next to the one that we just created. So now if I wanted to make a 2x2 map, I can head upward this way until I'm off the map. And then we'll create another one. And this one, again, is going to be perfectly lined up with the adjacent one because of the set grid that the maps are created on. So we'll make one more over in this corner. And now we have our 2x2 map area. Alright, so I have my 4 maps, and I have some item frames up here on the wall. So all we have to do is place these on the wall in the correct order, which sometimes this can be difficult if you don't know which order they were in. It can be kind of like a puzzle solving experience. But as you see, all of these line up perfectly, creates a big map, and we didn't have to do any figuring out of where we had to create the map. We just had to fly until we were right off of the map, and then we could create the next one. Now these larger maps can be a little bit more difficult to make. You need to make sure that you create the maps in the right spot. So this one is made up of level 2 maps, which means each map is 512 blocks by 512 blocks. So each center of the maps need to be 512 blocks away. Now this map I centered around 0, 0, which means that we have 4 maps around the center. Each one is going to be, or the center of each one is going to be at either positive 256 or negative 256 for the X and Z coordinate. And then off of that, you just have to move 512 blocks in each direction when you create the map. So if I wanted to recreate this map, what I would first do is go to the coordinates 256, we'll go 88 blocks high, and 256. And this is where we want to create one of our maps. And with these coordinates, it puts us right in the center just because of how the maps are laid out, how these level 0 maps are laid out. But that's not always going to be the case, depending on where you actually want your maps to be. And since we are in the center, our next map doesn't actually have to be 512 blocks away. Technically, like this map we could create in this whole 128 block area. But it's always good to stick to the coordinates to make sure that the centers are where they need to be. So we'll make this map a level 2 map, which means we need to surround it with paper twice. And then that creates our 512 by 512 map. And then we can fill this out, and then we can head off to the next coordinates. Alright, so now that I have this map filled out, what we want to do is move exactly 512 blocks away from the center of this map. And like I said, you don't exactly need to be 512 blocks away, but it makes sure that it turns out the way that you want it to. So I'm just going to TP myself to, since we were at 256, 256, I'm going to TP myself to 768, 80, 256. And that will put me 512 blocks away. I can create a new map, and then we'll go through zooming this map out. So again, crafting it with paper twice. And then I can fill this map out. One more map filled out, and now we can go to 768, 80, 768. And we'll create another map. Craft this one into a level 2 map. And then we will fill this one out, and then we'll make one more map after this one. Okay, so we made a map at 256, 256. We made a map at 768, 256. We made a map at 768, 768. So now we want to make one more map for this little 2x2 square map. We're going to want to make it at 256, 80 blocks high, 768. And we're underground. So I will make, let's see, let's get rid of that. I'll make one more map here. This is our final map. We'll zoom it out, and then I will fill it in, and then we can go back to our board back in our main tutorial area. Okay, so we have our 4 maps all rendered out and created. So we want to put them in order, which here I'm just going to have to kind of look at which way they go. So they go together just like that. And one thing that might help you while creating this maps is learning the Minecraft coordinate system. In Minecraft, the negative x is to the west over there. Positive x is to the east. Negative z is to the north, and then positive z is to the south. So you want to make sure that when you're going to the different coordinates, that if you want to go south, you're going in positive z direction, which is like this. If you want to go north, you got to go in negative z direction. If you want to go west, you want to go in negative x direction, and east is positive x direction. Also, one more thing to note that I forgot to mention is on these maps, there's a little green indicator, and that is where the maps are actually put on an item frame. So that means that on this map, we are right there. And one more thing is with these big maps, one thing you're really going to want to make sure you do is duplicate your maps, which you can do by just crafting your map with an empty map, and that will give you 2 maps. And then you can put one up on the wall, and you can stick one in a chest somewhere safe, so that if anything happens to the maps on the wall, you still have all these maps, and you don't have to go back and create them again. Also, you can create maps in both the Nether and the End, but this is what they're going to look like. Now they can be used for navigation in their respective dimensions, but obviously you can't actually map out either the Nether or the End and make a large map like you can with the overworld. So I think that's about everything. How to craft a map, the different sizes, creating your maps and putting them together to create large maps like these. I hope you guys learned a lot and you enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like and a comment down below, and happy mapping. Until next time, goodbye, peoples.